Hey everybody, Arnaldo here, broadcasting from Fidelius Frequency. Welcome to my channel. Last night, I had the opportunity to attend an event in Manhattan, an event hosted by Innovative Audio Video Showrooms, during which Chad Kassem, president and founder of Analog Productions and Acoustic Sounds, had a listening session and a preview of their upcoming releases contained in here. So I have some exciting news for you guys. Stay tuned to find out. Before I get into revealing what the upcoming titles, or actually the upcoming series of releases that will be happening at Acoustic Sounds, Chad Kassem also made an announcement. There will be a celebration next year of the 40th anniversary of Acoustic Sounds / Analog Productions. And here it is. He will be hosting next year the Vinyl Summit in Salina, Kansas on October 16th through the 18th, that is, of 2026. And he's inviting music enthusiasts, industry professionals, audiophiles, and various collectors to Salina. And it's going to be a multi-day event with live performances. I think one of the names that was mentioned is Taj Mahal. And there will be a hi-fi show, a pop-up store, a record fair, and also a behind-the-scenes tour of how they master records and how they press records. And audio engineers, there will be panels. So an exciting event coming up next year, October 16th through 18th, the Vinyl Summit in Salina, Kansas, hosted by Chad Kassem. At the beginning of this video, I showed you this catalog, and there's a treasure trove of interesting upcoming releases already on display in the catalog. They have not been announced by Chad and his team. But before we get to that, as you see here, Bob Marley is on full display on the front cover, and an update was given on the Bob Marley reissues that are featured here at the very beginning of the catalog. I, like many others, pre-ordered these titles. I think it was February of 2025, so that's about 10 months ago, and we are waiting for these titles to be released. An update was given, a little bit more background story was also given on the delay, the reason for the delay. The reason being that Universal, which owns the Bob Marley tapes, would not let these tapes leave the United Kingdom, where they're currently stored. So Chad Kassem, along with Ryan K. Smith, ventured to the UK, to Abbey Road Studios, for a week, where they had a week-long session of mastering and cutting, along with Frank Arkwright. And these reissues are finally coming. And one of them was actually previewed, and I think it's the very next one that is going to be released in the series, and I think that one is coming in January. I believe the next one coming, you see it here on display, is Kaya. So we had a chance to listen to the 45 RPM version. I personally ordered the 33, so I'm hoping they'll both come out at the same time. I think the remaining will be coming out still in 2026, sometime around April. So I'm glad to learn that these are finally coming. As I said, we had the opportunity to listen to one of these Marley pressings, and it sounded as good as the other two that were already released in the series. That is Rastaman, Vibration, and Exodus. So really, really looking forward to them. Another piece of information that was giving regarding another upcoming release, it wasn't previewed in terms of listening to getting a listening preview, but there will be an upcoming Miles Davis box set, his Prestige years, and that is sometime in the first quarter, I believe in the first quarter, maybe January of 2026. Yeah, they already did Birth of the Blue, and I didn't quite catch all the details of this upcoming reissue series or box set, but it's definitely focused on the prestige years for Miles Davis. So browsing through the catalog, I happened to notice, and Chad also announced it at the event, the next two upcoming UHQR releases. And one of them, I'm guessing, will be coming very soon because it is almost the season of Christmas. And one of them is the Vince Guaraldi. It's a Charlie Brown Christmas. And that should be coming soon. But we didn't get a chance to listen to that. But we did get a chance to listen to another upcoming UHQR title. And you'll be surprised because this album has been recently reissued a couple of times, but no surprise there in the duplication of the same albums always being released. Vinyl Me Please released it last year or 2 years ago, cut from analog tape. This album, along with other albums, were released by Rhino in the Rhino Hi-Fi series. I'm talking about ZZ Top and Tres Hombres, as you see here, will be also a UHQR. And not sure, I don't think they gave any information on when that will be coming. So I'm assuming on this, since on this page, most of them are on display, they should be the next upcoming UHQRs. We got a chance to listen to one of the tracks from Tres Hombres, and I have to say it sounded pretty damn good. They also did a comparison to the original. So we got a chance to hear the new 45 RPM version of Tres Hombres, one of the songs, compared right after to the original of, I think it was Lagrange they played. And the difference is very noticeable. I know it was only about 3-4 minutes snippet. I was able to notice the difference in the soundstage, a bit deeper and a bit wider. And the drums had a real nice snap to them. So that's just my first impression compared to the original, but I guess we'll get a chance to listen to it further once it's finally released. And now the big announcement of the evening, and that is the preview of an upcoming series on Acoustic Sounds, a Rhino series, a Rhino Audiophile series. We have it right here. These are the titles. These are some of the titles that will be featured in the Double 45 reissue series. And here are the rest. You can see them here. Quite interesting pick of titles. Probably one of the most interesting ones for me is this one right here. We will have an audiophile Double 45 release of the Ramones debut album. So that'll be very interesting. And I was lucky enough, many were lucky enough to actually purchase two of the titles that are coming out, and they're the first two titles to be featured in the series, and you have them right here. Two Van Morrison albums, namely Astral Weeks and Moondance, two classic albums by Van Morrison, two of my favorite, and I have them here to show. I haven't had a chance to listen to them. We did listen to one track from Moondance, and it sounded fantastic. Again, I haven't compared it to other reissues yet. I haven't even listened to them yet. That's how fresh this news is. But here they are in your usual packaging, heavy tip-on jackets. They are gatefold, and I'll show you the inside of them. These originally were not gatefold, so there's really not a lot of artwork that they can improvise on. Here is the back of it. And I'll also show you one of the albums with the Reprise label. Well, it's Warner Records label, actually. I thought it was a Reprise, but it's a greenie. It's a variation of the greenie Warner label. And that is on Double 45. The next one that I'd like to show you is Moondance, another classic Van Morrison album. This is the one that we got to preview. Here's the inside jacket and the rear. So this will be a very interesting listening once I get a chance to sit down and enjoy them. I do want to say there is kind of like a breaking news regarding this series. They have been announced as all analog from the beginning to the end. However, Chad disclosed that the first two titles, the Van Morrison, Moondance, as well as the Astral works, unfortunately, the tapes that they were provided were not in the best condition. There's damage to the tapes. The next best chance that they had to cut from tape was from an EQ'd copy. But Chad disclosed that he wasn't very happy with the EQ choices that whatever mastering engineers did at the time translated well to what he wanted to do. And he disclosed that the next available source was a probably older tape transfer to digital. So yes, these are from digital, and we'll see what's in store with these releases once I get a chance to listen to them. It'll be interesting. Chad typically does not want to do anything because it's called analog productions, and he doesn't like to do any reissues unless they are from the tape. The series will be announced sometime during the first week of December, and I believe these two reissues, these two editions, will be coming in January of 2026. One more thing that Chad and Michael Framer previewed for us was another, let's call it a series of releases that they have in store, and it is kind of connected to the Rhino Audiophile series that they announced, because two of this artist's albums will be featured in the series, and you see them right here. It is Tony Joe White, and we didn't listen to these two, but we got a chance to listen to a live recording from that artist. Chad, for many years, had been doing yearly, I believe, or annual concert series in a church in Salina, Kansas, and I don't think he's been doing them for a few years, but featured at one of these live performances, and they were all recorded to analog tape, is a performance by Tony Joe White, and the track that they previewed that is going to be part of this live series of shows that Chad Kassem will be issuing from those recordings, had Tony Joe White, and it sounded like he was there. If you closed your eyes, it sounded like he was there in the room performing on stage. So that'll be very exciting, especially for me, because this is the first, and I apologize, many of you probably already know who he is the first time I've heard of Tony Joe White. So I'm actually looking forward to that live album, as well as the ones in the upcoming Rhino series. So that kind of wraps it up for this breaking news, this announcement from Acoustic Sounds and Chad Kassem on the upcoming releases, and the most notable one is the Rhino 45 Audiophile series that is coming up. Let me know your thoughts about what you're able to see from these sheets that I just showed you, what you think about these releases, and are you excited for these to come on Double 45? That is all for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.
Wow. Too much?
No.
Not enough, huh? Brum is getting old, bro.
I just imagine my wife coming down the stairs saying, "Turn that down, I can't hear myself think upstairs."
Yeah.
That's what I get.
That's what I get too.
That's okay.
No, really, man.
My wife doesn't hear myself.
No, I hope I'm in as good a shape as he. Are you 77? 78?
Wow.
This guy goes to every hi-fi show overseas.
I spotted 68 2/3, 33 1/3, 45 and 78.
He does, he does 10-ounce curls, and he works out with the the tone arm. The finger lip, the finger lip.